Corey now. Surprise! We're on the top of a mountain in Colorado, Pikes Peak in Colorado Springs, 14,000 feet. And this is a continuation of our high altitude module. So we were in Usarium in Natick, Massachusetts for the acute exposure, and now we've come more than 4,000 feet higher up to the top of Pikes Peak, and we're going to do another max test and see how his altitude performance is impacted. And we're also going to have a little bit of chronic exposure in this module. So we're going to stay up here and see how it feels to live at this elevation for at least 48 hours. A lot of the adaptations that occur in the body in response to altitude take place in that first 48 hours because we're in this incredibly stressful environment and our body is just screaming out for some kind of solution. Solution, and it's impacting our brain, and we can't think of the right words. And so we're trying to acclimatize very rapidly here because the oxygen's so low in our blood that we want to get it back up as soon as possible. How are you feeling about this, Corey?
I'm feeling a little bit less nervous than I was on the car drive up here, and we were starting to pass a little gas as it grew. Cameraman.
That was a secret.
I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded, but not much, so I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic about how painful this is going to be.
I'm feeling a little delirious, and I'm supposed to be the altitude person. So maybe kind of funny because I could just crash and burn in the next 48 hours, and Corey could just come out smelling like roses.
Hopefully we'll be able to get all the footage we need for this episode, or else we'd come up here for absolutely nothing.
Here we are, the moment that we've been waiting for. We're up in the Usarium Research Station at 14,000 feet for Corey's max test. And we're here with Chuck and Caitlin, who will be running the test just like they did in the chamber. And we're expecting some good things out of our decathlete, Corey, but we're not sure how he's going to hold up under these low oxygen pressures.
Now what I want you to do is to put that in like a snorkel. Nose clip on. You want to start you at 3% grade and 3 miles an hour. Corey, right at the moment your heart rate's 114, 86 saturation. Corey, in 15 seconds we're going to go 4 miles an hour. The grade will stay the same. 4 miles an hour, 3% grade.
Feel it? Doing great.
Saturation is down to 78%. Okay, Corey, in 10 seconds, I'm going to bring it up to 7% grade.
Up you go. Looking good.
All right, Corey. 151 heart rate. If we can get an RPE, please.
15.
15. But I'm going to increase the speed. Get you running. 6 miles an hour. Okay? Run whenever you feel like you need to. There you go. Okay. Heart rate's up to 169. Saturation is 73.
Hang in there, Corey. Looking good.
Corey, I know you got a long way to go yet, but when you feel like you've only got a minute to go, just put up a finger, okay? Let us know. Okay. Heart rate's 177. mLs per kg is 35. Looking good, Corey. Keep it going.
Okay, Corey, stay up on the treadmill.
189 hot. That's it. Grab the rails.
Grab the rails.
Grab the rails. Right. Okay, let's cool them down.
You feeling okay?
So is it common for test subjects to vomit most of the time after an exercise like this?
It happens. It's been known to happen. It's been known to happen in dramatic fashion, like the time I was doing it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You made about 10 hearts stop.
I was doing a max test, and one of my subjects threw up into an industrial-sized fan, which blew it back against the wall into like a police outline on the wall. Oh, it was nasty. Yeah, it was a $6,000 hurl because it broke the bike because the hydrochloric acid got underneath the bike.
And my stomach isn't like bothering me as much as just like I felt like I was unbalanced.
we just stood right behind you, but you were shifting your gait. You
Forward,
were like a
back,
ping pong ball, just went
sideways.
back and forth. And at that point, you know,
Called in some
we did. We just,
Yeah.
I'm looking, I'm like, okay, 6'1" guy falling on me.
What I did feel was a real, like the lightheadedness that we felt when we got out of the car.
Yeah.
I felt that just, you know, steamroll, just really.
But be careful, part of altitude mountain sickness, especially when they become hypoxic, there's that sense, one, of euphoria, two, that you're invincible, but you're going off down the deep end, down a very different path.
I think it's very important to let as many people know what it's like to be at altitude. Because a lot of folks live near the mountains and they say, well, let's just go up on a long hike, let's go climb that 14er, without really knowing what it's going to do to them. By doing these kinds of things, you're allowing people to know exactly what to expect. Very important, very important.
So Chuck, you have people that look like they're working pretty hard for you.
They're working very hard.
Trying to test with this particular procedure.
Well, we did this test at sea level, and what they're doing right now is they're carrying 35-pound packs, and they're going to go as fast as they possibly can for 5 miles. I realize now that they don't look like they're going very fast, but remember, we're at 14,000 feet. Very, very difficult. When we take folks who are not carrying packs from sea level directly up to 14,000, like these folks have done, it's not unusual to find 50% decrements. It takes about 50% longer to do the 5 miles. So this is exactly what we want to do, to find what that decrement is so that we can use that information and give it to commanders in the field so they can better plan assaults and so forth.
So hard because don't stop. No privacy.
Last night was our first full night on the peak, and for me, I think without a doubt, it was one of my lowest moments, if not the lowest moment I've had during this entire video series. We really struggled last night. We really felt pretty bad. Pretty big headache, a lot of rolling around in the bed, not much sleep. I think I got up 4 times to go to the bathroom during the middle of the night, which wasn't so funny then, but it's kind of funny now. Feeling a little bit better as the day goes on, but I didn't quite see last night coming. It was a lot more painful than I thought it would be. We've done some things that have been painful in the short term, and I'm used to that with training and exercise, but that was a long stint of 12 hours of nighttime sort of low-grade misery, and I don't expect it getting any worse than that.
Had a little bit of a rough night last night. Wasn't sleeping too soundly, had quite a headache. We did no acclimatization while we were preparing for this trip. We wanted to sort of see what the acute effects would be at 14,000 feet. But I have to say that I'm feeling pretty good now because I'm out of the building, my headache's gone, I've had some food. So the good news is that acclimatization does happen pretty rapidly. Your body adjusts to all these stresses that are put upon it.
We've been up here for 3 days now. We'd like to do a VO2 max and see if you've changed at all. I can tell just by looking at you, you look a lot better. Not as hypoxic, you had a little bit more color than you did the last night. But let's see what your maximal performance is. Corey, I'm going to start you at 3 miles an hour. Okay, just to give you a little bit of a warm-up, just like we did last time. Corey, everything's looking great. Right on schedule. Saturations are a tad bit higher this time, and heart rate seems to be a little bit lower, so seems to be acclimatizing quite well. Okay, if we can get a rating, please. Stronger steps this time, it seems to me. Not wavering as much as you did the first day. Okay, Corey. Next one, Corey, we're going to start running. Start running when it feels comfortable. Okay, another ratings, please. Saturation is 78. Speed will stay at 6. We're going to go up to 3%. We'll stay at 6 miles an hour, but we're going to go to 5% grade. So keep pushing it, Corey. Looking great. Okay, another ratings, please. Keep going, Corey. Saturation is 76. Stay in the middle. Come on, Corey. So give me some more. Give me some more. Come on, keep it. No, don't hold it. Don't touch it. Keep it going. Keep it going. Come on. Keep it going. Come on. That's it. That's it. That's it. Come on, Corey. Go. All right. Well, Dr. Friedlander, I'm going to let you have his results and have you explain it to Corey.
I saw the numbers on the screen. I didn't make it. I'm surprised. Really thought I would get better.
Self-contained meal. Everything he needs.
Fideos con carne vegetariana en salsa marinara. The heating pouch. Tear here. Fancy pouch is going to heat up my meal for me. Put a little on both sides.
So the heat is on either side of the food now. Heating up. It gets quite hot.
Good.
Wow, you are constipated. Those are hard stools.
The moment I got out of the car, everything changed. First of all, I immediately had to go to the bathroom. Apparently, you have to urinate because you're evacuating the plasma to get a higher blood cell concentration.
Use your hands.
Huh?
You know how white your hands are.
Are they white?
The netting down. I can't recognize you.
Go, Dr. Friedlander.
So we don't have a lot of options for the MREs. Pork sausage patty. There's a chicken dinner one. It sounds very hollow in here. There's an echo going on.
Do it.
Don't run Carlos over now.
Ah, my leg's breaking.